All right. Am I live? Hello. Good morning, friends. It's your boy, xoneris here. And with this game again, Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. If you haven't seen it, you're in for a treat. If you have seen it, well, buckle up, we're doing it again.
Honestly, you'll still be in for a treat. No doubt about that one.
Absolutely. So let's quickly get this set up here with the... So, I kind of forgot to do the bib wars for this one. But because you all love this anyway, I'm gonna do it. Everybody loves the donut Drake, so I'm using it anyway, despite the bit wars. So let's get the timer running in 3, 2, 1, go! Woo! All right, hello. Good morning once again. I'm still xoneris, and I just woke up like half an hour ago. So if anything goes bad, I blame it on that. Also, I do believe this is my first time ever running this game on site. So if anything goes wrong, I blame that. This is also the first time I'm playing on a PS5. So if anything goes wrong, I blame that. Anyway, this is the first Uncharted game. This game is pretty broken. There's a lot of glitches in this game, which is not apparent in the first chapter. I could already do a bunch of glitches, but they're all not really useful for the sake of time. So if you never played this game or have no idea what Uncharted is about, we're playing this slightly chubby man here called Nathan Drake. He is a treasure hunter of sorts. And this is the first installment of the Uncharted series, so the first game. And yeah, we start out in this boat, and we get ambushed by some pirates. And they are trying to board the ship. That's why I'm already standing here knowing exactly where they're trying to board the ship. So, yeah, there we go. And there's the big one. There's the machine gun. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Elena. She's a somewhat important NPC. And right now we just kind of gotta wait.
Okay, that's not good.
And while we're trying to wait, let me see if I can do a funny thing here. One of the many glitches this game has that is not really used in the run. You can kind of get it. You can, yeah, I'm inside the box. This doesn't help anything whatsoever, I'm just waiting. Alright, first chapter done. This game has 22 chapters. And at the start we will be a little bit slow going through them.
I'm not as young as
But at some point we will just breeze right through all of them because of the many glitches I promised. Still a bit slow here. So yeah, this is the start. The older man behind us is Sullivan. He's also a somewhat relevant NPC. And yeah, here we go. So you see me jumping here. This is somewhat the fastest form of movement. There's 2 different states Nathan Drake can be in any given time. Either the game recognizes you to be in combat or not in combat. Whenever you are not in combat, you are walking just a little bit slower. You have this slow walking, jogging thing going on, which you can see right now. And in this state, it's faster to just like hop like this.
This is like trying to find a bride in a brothel.
Just ever so slightly. And whenever you're in combat, your Nathan Drake actually is running. And so we're trying to be in combat as many times as possible. So coming up is the first little skip. That doesn't really look like a skip if I get it correctly. There we go, skip done. So if you stand on top of that tree root, just in the correct point, correct position, you can jump up right here instantly. Normally you have to climb all around this thing to throw down this little boulder to open up the secret passage here. And Doing some jumping here. You can see whenever I have the opportunity, I can like cancel some animations with shooting, because shooting has a higher priority in animation than anything else. So whenever I would like roll, for example, after a long fall, I could just shoot and not have that roll. And yeah, so talking about big glitches, so you have this giant wall here that seems like a little bit of an annoyance, but it's not really an issue. So that was really fast. I know. So let's do it again. So we have this wall here. Seems a little bit annoying. Until it isn't. Whee! Okay, so basically, what you can do... This glitch is really easy, by the way. You can just stand next to any sort of collision and repeatedly push the aim button and push the analog stick for movement inside the wall. And ever so slightly, the going theory around is that whenever Nathan Drake is aiming, his hitbox gets a little bit smaller. And because you're doing that constantly, the game has to do a lot of collision checks like all the time. And yeah, as you can see, collisions don't really like that and just kind of let you go through. And you might think, whoa, this is pretty broken. And yeah, it kind of is. Which is super awesome, because this first chapter, or second chapter rather, is basically just a very long hallway with sealed doors and gates that you would need to open to get through them. It's perfect to demonstrate this glitch. We already skipped a bunch of puzzles and climbing around, just because we can glitch through stuff. Super neat. And would you believe me if I say this glitch is not even the most broken thing in this game? There are like 2 things in this game that are even more broken than just being able to glitch through everything. Which you, by the way, will not be able to see in this run, because if you remember, or if you can see on the overlay, this is any % no airwalk, no launches. And yeah, these 2 are the glitches that are even more broken. There's a glitch that allows me to just walk on air infinitely. And if you do that, you can finish the game in like roughly 20 minutes, a little bit more. Because you can basically airwalk from chapter 4 to chapter 14 in like 6 minutes, just walking through nothing. That's a lot of fun. So a very neat part about this glitch going through the walls is that it also works in invisible collision. So obviously you can't tell, but there's a invisible thing right here, which I just passed through, and at the very front of this submarine, there's a checkpoint that stretches pretty far. So I glitch through the invisible wall, activate this checkpoint, and now we're inside. So the inside of the submarine is not super interesting. This is a little bit of a walking simulator. So, Cruel, if you have anything to say, this is a good moment in this run.
Fantastic, thank you. We got some incentives coming for you guys, and the first one coming up is for the run right after this. It is the Haven any % good ending. We can choose the couple gender. We can have male-male, we can have female-female, or we can have male-female. Currently, male-male and female-female are tied, so any donation of that will actually push it to whichever you want to get. If you want male-female, you're going to have to put in a little over $10 to get that met. So, you know, we still have the entirety of this run to get that going, but that will be for the run right after this. Then later on, we have the language choice for Phineas and Ferb right again. Currently in the lead is German with 29 euros, and then Dutch with 15 right after. And we have the language choice for Good Job, New Game any %. Again, German being in the lead and Dutch being right after. Need me to go for some more?
No, this is perfect timing.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much. Yeah, please do donate for some of these awesome incentives. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Remember, this is still just the start of BSG. We have a lot of super awesome runs still coming up. And yeah, so So Nathan does a little oopsie here. He activates this torpedo. Yeah, that's probably bad. How can you tell? And now we have to get out of here very quickly. So, and we finally got some enemies. Yes, there are enemies in this game. Wow, I really get... Okay. That can sometimes happen. You can actually die there if you get stuck on this guy for way too long, then the game just insta-kills you. So yeah, bad guys. So there are some bad guys in this game. Funnily enough. Who would have thought? And yeah, this is the first time really having some kind of combat, so let me explain a few things about combat in this game. So you saw me at the very start of the game select the Explorer difficulty mode. This is the easiest difficulty mode you can select, and this is only available in the PS4 remaster of Uncharted. This is not available in the PlayStation 3 Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. And the Explorer difficulty makes things really, 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 really easy. The game, and this is not a joke, the game quite literally gives you an aimbot. So whenever you see me aim at something and the cursor is just instantly on them, well, it's not me being a god gamer, it's actually the game cheating. See? Also, as you can see, the enemies don't take a lot of hits. Meanwhile, I can basically stand next to 5 guys shooting me and they'll survive for like a solid 30 seconds without dying. So that's pretty neat. And yeah, you also saw me do a lot of blind shooting. Obviously, my aiming during blind shooting is not that great, but it's a lot faster than just standing still and aiming. So we'll try to get through a lot of enemies here by just blind shooting these 2 guys. Also, if you have noticed, maybe not, this is chapter 2 in reverse.
Stay with me.
And we're almost at the end of this chapter, and there's some cool stuff here. So there's 3 enemies left. So now if I do this correctly here, let's see. Hopefully. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold. There we go. So we're in a new chapter, but you can see Nathan Drake is still in his combat speed. That's what we call when the game still believes that we're in combat and Nathan Drake actually runs a little bit faster. So we don't really know why this happens or what triggers it. But if you just like blind fire in the last chapter towards the end trigger and just keep shooting, your combat speed will somehow get transferred to this chapter. We really don't know why this happens. It just automatically happens if you go fast. We're not complaining, it's pretty nice. This is also kind of a glitch that is allowed in glitchless, because if you just go fast, this automatically just happens. You can't, you have to go slow to avoid it. So, yeah, also this. This looks very funny. Hee hee. So yeah, this is chapter 4. Chapter 4 is pretty interesting. There's a lot of interesting things to say here. So, for example, right at the start, you saw me glitch through a wall instead of going through the door gate thing that was right next to it. So at the very start, you see this. There's like a locked door with a lock on it, and you're supposed to shoot open the lock and then go from there. But because we just glitched through the wall, the game still believes that we're at the start of this area. And that has some positives and some negatives. The good side of doing that is that right now, here for example, the game would normally spawn like a zillion enemies that you would need to fight. But it doesn't, because the game still believes that we're at the start of the chapter, which is very handsome. Not handsome, very neat. Yeah, that's a good side, because the game still believes that I'm at the start of the game. There are no enemies anywhere. And like I said, that's cool. But there's a hefty downside. That downside being if I would happen to die at any point until the next checkpoint, I would respawn all the way back at the beginning of this chapter. Because yeah, I said it a few times, but the game believes that I'm still at the start of the chapter. And there's only one place coming up where I could maybe die. Hopefully not, if I do it correctly. Also, if I would respawn at the start of the chapter, I would lose the super awesome combat speed, which is very handy, which speeds up this entire chapter by quite a bit. Okay, so this is the mentioned part, so please bring out your monkas. If I would fall into the water, that would be very bad. So let's take this slow. And don't fall into the water. Okay, one last jump. And there we go. Very good. So here in the middle of this bridge, there's some kind of hard-coded checkpoint right here. So we made it. The game caught up with us. The game knows where we are. And it's all good from here. Okay. Messed up that jump a little bit. There we go. Alright, so yeah, because the game caught up with us, there will be some bad guys from now on. Like these guys. But we're just abusing. Thank you for this little makeshift bridge here, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Alright, coming up here are two more guys that will be attempting to shoot us a lot, but we will be just ignoring them. Because on this super awesome Explorer difficulty, you don't have to worry. Just as a reference, a comparison, if you would do this on easy difficulty, you're very likely to die if you just ignore these two guys up there and just like run through. So, coming up is another neat little glitch that we'll get to see like twice in the run. So coming up is a big fighting arena, and obviously in order to progress you're supposed to kill everybody, but we don't have time for that. So you see this exploding barrel there? So since this is a cover shooter, I can like get cover behind this thing and jump over it, and there we go. Now we're out of bounds, and we can ignore all of these guys. Yeah, like I mentioned, if you didn't know, this is technically a cover shooter. So you can take cover behind a lot of things. And you're supposed to like tactically wait and like shoot out from the cover and stuff. But that is all slow, so that's why we're not doing any of that. But yeah, there's a super neat little thing you just saw. When you're behind your cover and you jump over the cover, Nathan Drake loses all sort of collision during the jumping animation. And yeah, as you saw, if you just happen to be right next to like the edge of the arena, you can abuse that to jump out of bounds. Super, super neat. All right. So, next thing. So would you like to see a little magic trick? Because Nathan Drake is also a little bit of a magician. So currently you don't see anything, and he's saying you have to be kidding. And we're climbing some invisible things, and ta-da! Huge giant fortress just appears out of nowhere. Nice. So yeah, because we skipped basically the entire fight just a second ago, the game kind of doesn't really load in the visuals, the textures for this castle on time, and that's why it's just popping in. So yeah, doing the same thing as usual. We see a wall, we go through the wall. So right here, you might be able to tell by the visuals. Wow, I blindly hit that explosive thing. That's crazy. So right here is another giant arena where you're supposed to shoot like 8 guys or so. So here is the one time I actually need to aim. Perfect. There's this guy on the minigun over there, right next to an explosive barrels. And yeah, unlucky for him, we shoot the explodey barrel that is right next to him, and the minigun is gone. And
This could use a
woo.
good plumber.
So that's a good question, by the way. Where do all of these bad guys come from all the time? So here's a weird-looking thing that I'm about to do. So don't worry about it. So we have this gate, and this part looks very normal, right? I just go through as you do. But now we do the weird part. We go back. And then we open it normally. And this grenade is fine. That grenade, on the other hand, is not fine. Please don't do that. Please don't throw grenades literally between my legs. That would actually kill me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Calm down there, guys. So, yeah. Sorry, I got interrupted by a grenade. Wait, wrong side.
Oh boy.
So the reason why we're doing that, if you just go through the gate, so yeah, we're in this room, and in order to leave this room, you have to activate these two things here to flood this room with more water, so you can get up to the stairs. And these two things are not really activated if you don't open the gate. And because of what we did previously with all the glitching and skipping, you can't, when you first go into this room, the gate is not just openable. So you have to glitch through it and then go back, and then somehow it's openable for some reason. This entire room here is a little bit weird, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, as you heard, some people, when you do a lot of glitches, games tend to get a little bit confused sometimes and do weird things. This is one of them. So, yeah, Chapter 6. Already in Chapter 6. Chapter 6 is also a very interesting chapter in the sense that if I really wanted to, I could go to the end of this chapter right away. But unfortunately for us, nothing would happen at the very end. So in order to activate the end trigger of the level, you have to run through a specific sort of like checkpoints in a row to make the end trigger appear. And that's a little bit annoying. That's like one of a very few levels in this entire game where you kind of have to do this. We still skipped a little bit of this chapter, but we have to do, for example, this hallway fight. More or less the normal way. And by the way, this hallway has been a bane of every PlayStation 3 player's existence. Because as you remember, back in PlayStation 3 days, the Explorer difficulty mode wasn't a thing. So the best thing you had was easy mode. And even in easy mode, just running through this hallway and blind firing at everybody and hoping to survive it's spicy. Chances are not that good. So thank God for this Explorer difficulty. Makes everything so much easier, so much more consistent when it comes to enemies. What it doesn't make consistent though is glitching. So can we please go through this game? Would you kindly maybe let me through? What is happening? Hello? Normally this gate is not this much of an issue. You can see, hello? What is happening? Can we please, sir? Yeah, almost. There we go. Oh my God. Normally that's not that an issue. Damn. So yeah, we got a little cutscene here. We can skip. We got some more guys. that we all hopefully gonna ignore. Wow, this guy survived.
Here we go.
So just a little bit more climbing, and then we finally made it to the end. And because we did all of this in sequence, as I mentioned, the end level trigger will actually be there, and we can progress to the next level. Oh yeah, by the way, next chapter, it's gonna be a doozy. Ooh, that was a good jump. So, almost at the end here. There's a little bit of climbing and some stairs. Oh yeah, also talking about stairs, by the way. Whenever you see me go upstairs, you will be seeing me shoot, because once again, the animation of shooting has a higher priority than the actual animation of going down or up slopes. And going up and down of slopes is pretty slow. So we're shoot.
So what were you
Ink.
looking for?
We're shooting. English. So there's a little bit of a mandatory cutscene here. Can't skip this part. But I can skip this part, and you see these two guys. You shoot one, the other guy shoots you. We got him, and that's the chapter. All right, now we get to the auto scroller level. So there's some funny things about this here. For the viewing pleasure, you can make some stuff in this really funny. It doesn't really make the game faster, but if you kill these first 3 guys, you can take the controller and just very gently set it next to your table or wherever you please. And then for the first half of this auto-scroller, you can just lean back and just watch. And I guess if Cruel has a few things to say, this would also be a good moment while I just relax here.
Sure thing. Enjoy your relaxing. Did you know you can use your free monthly Prime Gaming subscription right here on the ESA channel? You'll get access to all of the ESA emotes as well as several BSG emotes, and it actually does support both of the events as the revenue does get shared. BSG greatly benefits from that, and I would very much like to thank ESA for supporting us this way. I'd also like to thank Veilig Reserveren for offering BSG a ticketing system for our events. Veilig Reserveren is a Dutch ticketing system offering a back-end system for a variety of events, and we've been using them for quite a while now with quite a bit of success. So, very, very appreciated. Still in the car, just waiting, I guess.
Yep.
All right. Then I would also like to thank Renabo for sponsoring several of our prizes. Renabo is a plush maker and a game developer who's currently working on Floating Wonderland, a retro-style 2D puzzle platformer that uses gravity to solve puzzles as you progress through several different stages. And having actually played the game myself, I think I'm probably the only one here who's actually played it. It does feel really nice to play. Controls just feel really smooth. The platforming is definitely not easy, but very, very fun to do. And I can definitely recommend to follow @FloatingWonder on Twitter for updates as the game is still in development. But it is certainly worth getting once it's out.
Awesome. Thanks. So technically, we still have a little bit of auto-scroller left, but this allows me to talk about a few things real quick. So maybe a few people in chat have caught it and have been paying attention. This is very funny because all of these guys tend to just kill themselves, as that guy, as you just saw, or this guy. I feel like it's a little bit of like a safe thing that they programmed in, that if certain enemies are left alive for too long, they just like drive into a wall or into a tree or themselves or something. That is especially funny at a certain point where there's like 6 enemies on screen, and if you don't kill any of them, they all sequentially drive into like some rocks, like right out next to each other, like boof, 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 boof. It just looks really funny. So yeah, the power of the Explorer difficulty. What is going on there? Wow, okay, I've never seen that before. That's funny. So apparently these things lose collision and gravity if you just kill the driver? Wow, interesting. So yeah, auto-scroller mostly done. very realistic, jumping over a broken bridge like that, obviously, as you do. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that one, chat. It's always fun. Watch the bad guys just take care of themselves. All right, chapter 7. All right, 8. I can count. So, in a little bit is where we start to actually skip some entire chapters. This is your first taste in just a moment, how we gonna skip some entire chapters. So first of all, we're just gonna skip some encounters and some shooting by just very narrowly walking at the edge of this arena. And then we get to one of the best parts of this game, and by best I mean worst, the jet ski sections. So we're in this jet ski and we have Elena behind us, the somewhat relevant NPC. And she has a grenade launcher. And you see all of these explosive barrels in the water here. If we drive into one, we die, so preferably we do not do that. This is also one small place where the Explorer difficulty is a little bit against us, because we still have the auto-aim from the Explorer difficulty, and these barrels are not good enough to be auto-aimed at. So whenever I aim, Elena automatically through walls aims at some bad guys instead of the explosive barrels that are right in front of us. But yeah, easy. So here's a neat little thing I'm about to... No, not like that. That was wrong. Try again. So what I'm about to do here is I will shoot the grenade launcher while also... Just like that. We fired one shot, and that one shot alerted some of the enemies. And because the enemies got alerted, Nathan Drake is again in combat mode and combat speed. And once again, the refresher, this allows us to have this super fast running animation. Wait, no. No, 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 no. No, hold. There we go. Messed up. How does this work again? Muscle memory is failing me for a second. Where's the photo mode again? No. Actually, good thing there are some backup strats, because I literally don't remember which button to press right now. I can just use the photo mode to stop the game and load in stuff that way. Or I could just hang on to this water, yes, you heard that correctly, and load it in like this. So that was a little bit confusing. So yeah, by the way, instantly glitching into this house, we skipped a chapter. Don't worry about it. Normally you can't enter the house. You have to do an entire chapter to just get on top of some line launcher thing to slide into the roof of the building or something. A good thing we can just go glitch through walls, right? It's pretty neat. So yeah, now we're in this balcony section. This balcony section is a little bit dangerous because I can soft lock here. If I happen to fall down here, that is a death, and that death would lead to a soft lock. Because I skipped an entire chapter, the game doesn't really know anymore where I am, and would have a lot of trouble respawning me somewhere. But yeah, we're already past that point. So we're in this giant arena. This minigun guy is the only thing that's a little bit dangerous. So we shoot this guy in the foot. So, wow, okay. And then we go to the back of the arena and just go through here. Bye, guys. So again, just some animation canceling here on the stairs. Shooting the gun. This also works with an empty gun with no magazine. Very neat. Little jump on the bridge. A cutscene skip. And we continue. So coming up is another jet ski ride. There are 3 jet ski rides in this game. We managed to skip one of them. So 2 done, 1 to go. Unfortunately, this one coming up is the longest. And I guess the most annoying one. Could I put... There we go, we got the gun. So there are 3 enemies here that I need to kill, otherwise I will... Actually 4, I'm lying. Otherwise I cannot enter this jet ski. And yeah, chapter 12, heading up river. So this here, like I mentioned, is the 3rd mandatory jet ski section. This here is a little bit different though. Elena has just a regular pistol. And there's a lot of explosive barrels coming our way. And I will be blind firing with Elena. And we just hope that she hits as many of these barrels as possible so that I don't accidentally drive into one and die, because that certainly has happened. And Elena has a little bit of a weird aim. Sometimes she is able to snipe the barrel that is across the screen. And sometimes she has potato aim and fails to shoot the thing that is literally in front of me. So hopefully no potato aim Elena in this section. Also, you might be seeing something a little bit unusual that is happening here with Elena. The constant firing. So one might be asking, how big is the magazine size of this pistol right here? It certainly seems quite big. And a fun fact, we do have infinite ammo right here. And this is not due to some sort of glitch I activated or glitched into. This is just a weird quirk if you do this the way I'm doing it. Because the developer intended you are not supposed to just... so yeah, developer intended you cannot aim and drive at the same time. So what you're kind of supposed to do is you need to slow down, then you aim, then you shoot, then you drive again, and then you slow down again for the next barrel and shoot again, and so on. But in the speedrun, we just continuously blind fire and hope Elena doesn't have potato aim. And yeah, I think they just didn't think of that. Or maybe in QA they found out that having to constantly reload feels really annoying and bad. So they just kind of skipped it, I don't know. And yeah, so much for that. And we're already at chapter 13. This is where things are going to get really, really spicy, really fast. So I'm not exactly sure where the timer is right now, but I'm pretty sure it's above the half now. And you might remember I said this game has 22 chapters. So we still have quite a bunch of chapters before us. But that is not a problem, because we will be starting to skip a lot of them. Because as it turns out, chapter 13 to 21 are basically this circle. All of them are kind of next to each other. And if we have the super neat glitch that allows us to just go through any wall, and yeah, I think you can figure where this is going. Yeah, so we have a donation. Is this a good moment?
Sure thing, sure thing. We just... hold on, I was doing other things on the side, and I'm being very busy here. Wow. We just got 10 euros from Cathalis. No comment, but thank you very much for your donation. You have more time for me to talk, or...?
Yeah, I just...
yeah, that's fair.
I just died and have to do this part again.
Right, right.
So
well, in that
ahead.
case, I'm just going to mention that if you want to go to more on-site speedrunning events, or if you do enjoy watching these sort of speedrunning events, do check out our brothers at the United Kingdom, who are hosting UKSG Autumn 2022 happening in Glasgow. I do believe they've actually already sold out, but it is bound to be an amazing weekend of speedruns happening on the 3rd and 4th of September 2022. They'll be raising money for Crisis. And while I'm at it, I would also like to remind you that aside from BSG events and their own marathons, ESA hosts quite a few other events happening here as well. We've got the British UKSG that I just mentioned, we got Hackathon, we've got BSG, and there are quite a few more. Not to mention, they have speedruns for you round the clock, so do be sure to keep an eye out for that. Going to be a lot of cool speedruns on this channel. And if you want to stay up to date with our events, you can do so by following us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle BSG Marathon. Get a behind-the-scenes look of the event and stay up to date with the latest news on our marathons, events, and more. We're also in the process of uploading all of our VODs to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/BSG Marathon, so be sure to check that out. And I know that our photo crew has been hard at work getting a lot of pictures, so I'm sure we'll see a fair few of those popping up on those channels on Twitter and on Instagram as we go. So definitely worth checking that out. Like I said, under the handle BSG Marathon.
Awesome. Yep. Do all of the things Cruel just said. No, why game, please? So I'm getting a little bit unlucky, unfortunate here. So remember what I said at the beginning. If something goes wrong, blame all the things that I said. That is all of the things that are totally not my fault, I swear, surely copium. So, so here's a part where I'm trying to skip quite a bunch of stuff. I'm actually not sure how I just fell down over here. There we go. I remembered where photo mode is, by the way. There we go. So I jump, go into photo mode, load this area, walk to this door. Suddenly, we're in chapter 15. Remember, just a minute ago, we're in chapter 13. So we already skipped an entire chapter right here. This is where I said we're going to pick up the pace a little bit and skip a lot of stuff. So we just clip through the gate thing right there. That skips basically half this level. Then we have this building right here with an open door, but Nathan Drake doesn't know how doors operate normally. So we have to go into this building a little bit differently. All right, we're inside. This is already the end of the chapter. So this is the only puzzle we're doing in this entire game. Normally there's a lot more puzzles in this game. So you have these weird stone tablet things that you can like turn around. And normally you're supposed to look at your notes that you can see on the bottom left. And I might need to actually use them because, whoops. How does this work? I might have turned the snake one too much. Wow, my muscle memory. The shell. Oh, there is the problem. There we go. What? Oh boy. Snake. Like this? Oh, I see you. There we go. I mixed up shell and snake. Oh boy. So yeah, if you solve the puzzle, this door opens and the area behind it is not loaded. That's why it's all white. And yeah, next chapter.
Yeah.
16. The treasure vault. There is a few interesting things happening in this chapter. Here is a glitch that you'll get to see for the first time and the only time in 30 seconds or so, roughly. First of all, we have to glitch through the gate that you see right in front of me here. Normally you have to climb around and open this gate somehow, but we don't have time for those shenanigans. And yeah, so coming up is the one glitch that I just mentioned that you only get to see once. Because it's only applicable right here. So we take cover behind this thing, then we jump over it, and we mash the jump button, and we just do another jump mid-air, standing on nothing but air. and that allows you to jump over here directly. It's very neat. And here comes the only unskippable cutscene in the entire game. It's not too long, so enjoy some quality voice acting here real quick.
Hey, Boule! Last man alive gets the gold. You lose.
Also just a script, like, what? You lose. So this is one of the very few mandatory fights, kind of, where I can't just glitch my way out of somehow. Oh, I'm out of ammo. That's not so good. There we go. So waiting for a grenade launcher guy coming out of here. And just this guy up here. Sir, hello? Can you... Whoa, okay. I can't see anything. Sir, please. And there's another guy here, this guy. Alright, that should be all of them. So if you try to kill or jump over here without killing all of them, Elena just dies, our NPC companion, and that would lead to game over. That's a little bit annoying, but you know, that's just how it is. Because Elena is not as athletic as our chubby Drake here. I gotta lower some ladders for her and for myself. And then we just have to do a little bit of the remainder of this chapter by just running, shooting my empty magazine. And hopefully nothing bad happens. And then we're already at the end of this chapter.
There's gotta be a way out of here.
So, chapter 17. Here's a little bit of an ironic moment, so please listen carefully what Elena says right now.
Oh, you're heavier than you look.
I mean, Drake,
Can you reach it?
you're heavier than you look.
Looks like an old.
So yeah, we help her get up here. We still have control, as you can see.
I'll try to lower it down to you.
So we just wait for the camera, and we just jump into this hole. We die, and by dying, we skipped a little part. And now comes, I wouldn't say auto-scroller, but we're just this fight arena where a lot of these zombie guys spawn in. All of them spawn at like a fixed location, but one would suggest learning the locations of these guys where they spawn could be helpful and save time. But yeah, I'm not one of these persons, people. I just take it as they come. I learned it at one point, but I already forgot. I think, yeah, right, both here. This guy's not dead, that's unfortunate. This guy, and this should be the last one. Nice, he didn't die, there we go. Alright, that was part 1 of that fight. So part 2 is... What?! Sir? Excuse me? That's rude. So the second part is you don't really need to kill these guys as efficiently, and I do something that I lovingly call the spin to win while just waiting here. So we're just waiting for Elena to lower this hoist thing here, the rope. Thank you very much, Elena. Also, thank you for all of your services that you've done throughout this entire run. Unfortunately, spoilers, we have to say goodbye to Elena for now, because she thinks it is acceptable to just casually, slowly walk from these very dangerous zombie guys right there, as you can see. They're all, yeah, goodbye, Elena. It was nice knowing you. And so, next chapter, and oh, hey, she made it somehow. So, chapter 18. This is the best chapter in the entire game. So you see this metal thing here, gate. So we clip through this, and we have this ladder here, and We jump to the ladder. We climb up. The screen fades to black. And now, please, watch closely. Chapter 20. We just skipped 2 chapters. Easy. By just jumping to a ladder. Easy. So chapter 18 and 19, they basically build a circle. And the ladder you saw that I just climbed up is basically the end of chapter 19. And normally you have to go all the way around. You have to go to some underground bunker that is infested with a lot of these zombie guys. And you have to like start the engines and make light and open some secret, not secret, but like some super thick doors because it's a bunker and stuff. But no. We're not doing that in the speedrun. Glitch through the metal fence, jump to the ladder, skip 2 chapters, easy. And yeah, we're already slowly coming to the end of this speedrun. There's chapter 21, which is basically just a very long, annoying fight sequence. But we ignore some enemies and we glitch into this church, and that skips a lot of the fighting. Then we like glitch into this sarcophagus stone table thing, and because there's a hole underneath, we do that, and that skips that entire fight. And now we're in chapter 21, the what do you call it, the last chapter before the last chapter. And we're not doing any glitches in this entire chapter, but this is the shortest chapter in the game for some reason. This is like a minute long. Yeah, this is a little bit of a trend towards this game, that the earlier chapters tend to be really long, casually as well, and the later you get towards the game, the chapters become a little bit shorter and shorter. I think they just try to make many chapters as possible for marketing reasons. And then they maybe split up some chapters to make it longer. And yeah, 22 Showdown. This is the last chapter of the game, so we're on this giant cargo boat thing. And normally you're supposed to do a lot of fighting and shooting on here, but Nathan Drake is not about that life. He is about that glitching through things and ignoring everything kind of life. So and here, this is the mandatory little thing that I need to show, because this is just too hilarious to not show. This is not technically part of the run, but this is just gold. So inside of this thing here, it's a little bit hard to see. But yeah, we have this AK here that is just floating in the middle of nowhere, and it has collision so you can climb on it. So I have no idea. Nobody knows why this thing is here, but it's just kind of funny. Okay, this now it's a little bit unfortunate. God damn it. Normally, I try to hang on to the front of it, but he didn't want to do that, and you can't do that. You can't climb on top of the AK and jump back inbounds. But it's complicated. So yeah, final quote-unquote boss of the game is not. Bosses in Uncharted games are not really a thing. You just have a little drawn-out like fight sequence with this guy here. So basically, this is also a thing you can only do in Explorer difficulty. You jump over the crate and you punch this guy in the face. If you do this in any other difficulty mode, except the Explorer difficulty, he will just insta-kill you. Normally, you're supposed to hide behind the crates. Oh, by the way, time's coming up. And time! Yeah, you're supposed to hide behind these wooden crates and like wait for him to shoot and reload. And when he reloads, you get like closer bit by bit. And then when you're close enough, you like punch him, and then you do the sequence that you just saw, and we're good. Yeah, so that's Uncharted with a lot of glitches. And you didn't see the 2 most broken glitches, the airwalking and the launching. If you combine both these things together, you can finish this game in like 20 minutes, as I said. Good stuff. And yeah. So quite a bit of went wrong, so I'm slightly afraid that I might be slightly overestimated, maybe? Am I?
No, no, you're not.
Not?
Also, I think on the right you should be able to see your time, but it's a 53:24, so you managed to stay under.
53! Whoa!
You made me proud.
All right, that's cool. Then I don't have to feel bad saying that if we could watch like 30 more seconds of this cutscene
Yeah, save the world.
real quick,
triumph over evil.
because there's my favorite line in this entire game is coming up. Just a moment.
Shame we're leaving empty-handed, though.
Oh well, you know,
So yeah, these two have a little bit of a romantic moment. So Nathan Drake has this ring that is from his ancestor, Francis Drake, and he kind of lost it. Whatever, she found it.
Thanks.
Nice.
yeah.
Yes. Romantic tension and
Got a funny idea of romantic.
best moment.
Sully! Wow, you look like hell. You should see the other guys. Got us a boat.
We already have a boat.
Yeah, big boat. I like this one better.
Best line.
Sully, you beautiful son of a bitch.
Whoa, language.
Couple of pirates who were too dead to care.
So yeah, everybody gets a happy ending. Sully gets money. Elena gets... No, she gets nothing. She's like a journalist. She wanted to make a story. Her camera broke. She kind of him. Nathan Drake gets
Sorry you didn't get your
a love interest and some stories and
All the other
stuff.
stories.
So it is basically the end of this. This nothing too important. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this run. I have 3 more runs at BSG. So take a look in the schedule whenever I'm next. And yeah, just keep on hanging. We got some awesome stuff coming up right next. And I also see we still have a good donation. So yeah, thanks for watching. And Cruel, over to you.
Thank you, xoneris, and thank you for showcasing Uncharted Drake's Fortune. We just got a €26 donation from Mitchie, saying, as promised for all the useless crits during Final Fantasy X, and a bit extra. Thank you, everyone that stayed up for our run. And yeah, it's bedtime for me. €26 for Halucha being named Bahamut, and that immediately puts that in the lead. We will be right back with you guys with Tricro Haven, and that does mean that that donation incentive is coming very close. Right now, female... just confirming, female, I believe, is in the lead. Yes, female is in the lead for the couple gender, but we still do have a few minutes left, maybe a little more. I'll check with Tricro in a moment. But yeah, on to some ads, and we'll be back with you guys.